Okay, so I believe that good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. So I would like to start the GD on the topic importance of emotional intelligence in leadership. So, emotional intelligence is very important in leadership as leaders can effectively empathize with and understand empathize with others, and they can better understand their problems. They can even handle complex relationships. So leaders with emotional intelligence can inspire and motivate their teams, and they can easily resolve conflicts, which will lead to organizational efficiency.
I
Yeah.
agree with Kashri has said, that it is the ability to understand and manage your emotions. The leaders generally used to set the tone of their organization, and if they lack emotional intelligence, there will be more turnover. There will be less employee engagement and more turnover rates.
Yeah,
Definitely, it is a very important part to align the goal of. Am I audible? Am I audible or not? Okay. So definitely this is very important to align the goals of employee along with the corporate goals. So understanding the emotions which we they are going through is very important for the human resource manager, and to know the interest, to know the credibility of the work. And there is a term called sympathy and empathy. So these terms are also used in the emotional intelligence. And these days what is happening, the emotional intelligence is taking a age, and everybody is saying that emotional intelligence is so important that it is even more important than the IQ of any person. So understanding the emotion is very good, and it is demanding in the leadership.
yeah, I agree with Yash, and we have this very famous saying, which is by the Richard Benson. He says that if you take care of your employees, then they take care of your business. And leaders are someone who take care of their business as well as their employees in order to have a good employee engagement. And this way, the employee will feel more credible towards their organization. And we know that connect and coach is one thing that leaders should focus on. They have to coach their employees, and they have to connect their employees with themselves as well, so that when the employees could drive themselves in order to work for the company. And the motivation factor is part of leaders only. Company's motivation is their connectivity with the company and their leaders as well.
So
Yeah,
If
emotional
definitely,
intelligence
definitely
basically
there is
will
a
help
five C's of
enable leaders to
any
make
employee,
organized,
like
rational
connect,
decisions,
coach.
and leaders can align their goals. They can motivate others by aligning their employee goal with the organizational goal. As leaders set precedent for the employees, so emotional intelligence will enable the leaders to make rational and balanced decisions.
I
Definitely,
agree.
yes,
there are
like
five C's
leaders
also of any
can build
environment with
conflict
which we can
management.
motivate, like five C's, like connect, care, coach, congratulate, and contribute. These are the five C's which any HR has to take place for emotional intelligence. If they are doing it, then the employee think that they are interested in our work and have some kind of value in my work. So that's how they also give the feedback to HR. The employee also give the feedback of HR that what kind of things I am facing right now. So that is a very important emotional intelligence. Yeah.
Yes. I agree with Yash that it's very necessary for a leader to have emotional intelligence, because one big factor that HR leader has to take care of is the employee engagement. And employee engagement is there is proportional to the kind of work culture that organization is creating, and leaders are in a way responsible to create the work culture. And right now, as we are seeing the mental health, which is being focused a lot, as everybody is so exposed to the social media and other thing, that when leader is not taking care of their employees, and at the same time employee itself is not taking care of him, so the emotional quotient which is there will lag, and the contribution to the organization will also lag, and it can also affect the revenue generation, because if maximum number of employees are not there feeling connected to the organization, the revenue generation variable will also get affected.
Yeah, so adding
Lead
to the Simran's point, leader who may lack in the emotional intelligence may have to struggle with some managing conflicts. This can result in the decreased morale, poor performance, and lack of trust within the team.
The
Uh,
leaders who have emotional
HR
Leaders with
intelligence,
emotional
they can
intelligence, they can
effectively
effectively.
communicate with the employees, and they also build strong relations, and they can solve the conflict management. Like if there are two people in the company who are against each other, like some one person is saying that the other person does not have much work to do, and the other person is saying the same about the first person. So the leader can come in between and ask to share their thoughts openly, and he or she can listen to them without any perspective, and can solve the uh,
I
can
agree
solve
with
the
Tata.
conflict very well if a leader has emotional intelligence.
Adding an
I
example to
agree with
that
Tata.
point,
Like
we have
leaders with emotional intelligence, they can foster a sense of belongingness among the team members, which will ultimately lead to job satisfaction, productivity, and retention among the employees. So these leaders, they demonstrate ethical behavior in their decision making, which will ultimately lead to the
adding
trust and confidence among the employees.
adding an
Employee
example
engagement
to
also
Kash,
leads to
what
the
Kashi said,
employee retention, and
we
it becomes important in case of HR manager, especially because if more employees are retained in the organization, it would decrease attrition rate, which is one of their main targets. So this is one important point, not only for HR, but for leaders also in the organization.
Also,
And
also emotional
I
intelligence
would
is
like
a
to,
crucial factor in
yeah.
determining leadership success. Like by owning your emotional intelligence skill, you can enhance your ability to lead effectively and build a strong relationship in the environment.
I
yeah
would
adding
like
the
to add one point here. Like it also helps in the employee branding. If you see that employee that many people want to join a Google. Why they want to join a Google? Because there is an employee branding for them, and that's how the HR also play a emotional intelligence role. They provide such kind of environment to these employee who are outside the India, outside the company, and they want to join. So here also this intelligence plays a very crucial role.
Adding one thing to the Yash point, we have a very great example of the Surat-based merchant, which is Mr. Dholikia. So what he does, what he always do is he try to give gifts to the his employees in some festivals or Diwalis or Holi. This is a way of connecting. People feel more loyal towards the company. And then talking about Google, which Yash had mentioned, I have just somewhere read that Google has this 70-20-10 rule, which is not just in Google, but many organizations follow the 70-20-10 rule. So they focus this way. They try to this kind of rules are made in order to make employee more engaged in the company, and this is a way of setting the culture as well. And the leadership plays very great role in order to implement these kind of rules. Like the by 70-20 rules, it means that employee has to give a certain portion like 20% or 10% of time for his upliftment, and for his upliftment at the same time for training purpose as well. So when company focuses on personal upliftment, and when leader focuses on personal upliftment, then the employee feel more connected. And this emotional intelligence part plays a great role when it comes to personal upliftment, because we see many bosses are being very rude towards their employees, whereas some bosses are very lenient. They let employees to explore other scope as well, whereas some try to restrict. This way, this create a big differences in the culture of the organization.
Along with that, whenever an, yeah.
I would like to conclude. So I want to say that emotional intelligence not only contributes to the employee welfare, but it also contributes the welfare of the society in general also. So for example, if a leader is engaged in charity and philanthropy, then also it is somehow contributing to employee engagement. Tata Group is the biggest example. They donate, as per mint, they donate 66% of their profits in charity, right? And then Ratan Tata, he during COVID also he donated a lot of amount. If I'm correct, 1,500 crore rupees amount they donated to the COVID welfare relief funds. So charity also plays an important role in emotional intelligence because it teaches us to think beyond the company. So for a greater goal, for the greater good of the society.
Adding to the previous
Yeah,
point, the correlation. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I was trying to give the example that time whenever any new employee join the any company, then the train.
Yes,
Okay.
I would like to add to the conclusion. Okay.
Yeah, I would like to add, like there should be a sympathy and empathy also in among the HRs to take care the employee and employee intelligence, and that is very important part for any organization to show the interest in employee.
I would like to also add to the points that a person who has emotional intelligence, he can motivate and inspire members to achieve their goals. But also one can develop emotional intelligence by awareness and generating empathy in himself, and also social skills and continuous learning by attending some of the listening workshops and reading books. But
Sir, can I? So, according to me, the correlation between emotional intelligence and leadership success is very important. Without emotional intelligence, a leader cannot be be successful and cannot they cannot accompany.
Yes, yes. So when we talk about emotional intelligence, I would say it is very, very directly proportional to the employee engagement and the success of the organization as well. Because good leaders try to make their employees happy, and good leaders also focuses on making their business successful. And when they take care of their employees, employees in return take care of their whole business. So I would say that emotional intelligence is one big factor that one that should be in the leaders in order to make sure that organization could do perfectly well.